Next topic is Boolean algebra. In Boolean algebra, we will first discuss all the laws of Boolean algebra, and then we will use the laws of Boolean algebra in minimizing the Boolean functions. Now, why do we need to minimize the Boolean function is simply to reduce the cost. You will notice if you reduce a Boolean function, less number of gates are required to implement that function. That will obviously reduce your cost. So first we are starting with the basic laws of Boolean algebra based on logic 0 and logic 1, and slowly we will introduce the variables in the laws of Boolean algebra. So first, basic laws on the basis of logic 0 and logic 1. So obviously here whatever zeros and ones I am writing have logical significance, they do not have any numerical significance. So the basic laws of Boolean algebra: 0 plus 0 will be equal to 0, 0 plus 1 will be equal to 1, 1 plus 0 is equal to 1, 1 plus 1 is equal to 1. In the same way, 0 dot 0 will be equal to 0, 0 dot 1 is also equal to 0, 1 dot 0 is equal to 0, 1 dot 1 is equal to 1, and complement of 0 is equal to 1 and complement of 1 is equal to 0. So these are the basic laws which cover all the basic operations. Why I am calling it as basic laws? Because they are associated with the basic gates. These four are associated with OR gates, these are associated with AND gates, these two are associated with NOT gates. So this is nothing new for you. In simply OR gate, what we have learned, if any input is 1, your output will be 1. Output is 0 only when all the inputs are 0. AND gate, when any of the input is 0, output will be 0. Output is 1 only when all the inputs are 1. And complement of 0 is 1 and complement of 1 is 0. That is the basic NOT laws. So these are the laws based on zeros and ones. Now I will slowly introduce variables. So for example, first law is AND laws. So what difference I will be having in these laws is I will be introducing variables. For example, any variable dot 0 will always be equal to 0. Any variable dot 1 will always be equal to A. Same, A dot A is always equal to A. A dot A complement will always be equal to 0. These are the AND laws using some variables. In the same way, OR laws. So A plus 0 will be equal to A plus 1 is equal to 1, A plus A is equal to A plus A complement is equal to 1. Any variable plus 0 is the same variable, any variable plus 1 is always 1, A plus A is always A plus A complement is always 1. Next, NOT laws. First, if A is equal to 0, you can say A complement is 1. If A is equal to 1, A complement is equal to 0. Okay. And A double complement is equal to A. This is very important law. A double complement is equal to A. Now, next set of law is commutative laws. Commutative laws. In commutative laws, what we write, A plus B is equal to B plus A. The law is very simple, but we should try to understand what exactly is the significance of this law. This law simply says both the terminals of any gate are equivalent. There is no difference in the two input terminals of any gate. Means if I give input A here and B here, and if I exchange it, if I give the input B here and A here, this representation will be equivalent. This representation will be equivalent. So the law is very simple, but the basic significance is, it is saying both the terminals of the any gate are same. You can give any of the input to any of the terminal. This is the simple significance of commutative law. Let us write the commutative law for other gates as well. For example, A dot B is equal to B dot A. For example, A plus B whole complement is equal to B plus A whole complement. This is the commutative law for OR gate. This is the commutative law for NOR gate. This was for AND gate. Let us have, this is for NAND gate. A dot B whole complement is equal to B dot A whole complement. Similarly, it is valid for XOR gate and XNOR gate also. So, A XOR B is equal to B XOR A. In the same way, A XNOR B is equal to B XNOR A. Okay. So, commutative law, simple meaning, both the input terminals of any gate are same. You can give any of the input to any of the terminals. So, that is the significance of commutative law. Next is associative law. Next is associative law. Associative law simply says A plus B plus C will be equal to A plus B plus C. Again, law is very simple, but again we will try to understand its significance. What it is saying, that if you have three inputs, so let's say if you solve A and B first, and then you solve the output with the input C, this one. In other case, you are solving B and C first and then the output with A. So first solve B and C, and then you solve your output with A. Both are equal. Both are equal. Again, try to see. If you solve A and B first and then you solve the output of A and B with C, it will be equivalent to solving B and C first and then solving the output of B and C with A. Means if you have to solve three inputs using two input gate, if you have three inputs in the operation and you have only two input gate, so whatever two input you want, you can solve first and then output with the next one. In the same way, we have associative law for AND gate as well. It means solving A and B first and then with the output with C, it will be equivalent to solving B and C first and then solving the output with A. Let us say I want to write for XOR gate. If I solve A and B first and then output with C, this will be equivalent to solving B and C first and then solving the output with A. In the same way, if I want to write for XNOR gate, if we solve A and B first and then the output with C, it will be equivalent to solving B and C first and then solving the output with A. Now, I want you to try for NAND gate. I want you to try this associative law for NAND gate. I am also solving. You can pause the video for some time, you can give it a try, and then you can continue watching the video. So now what we will do, I am continuing with the NAND gate, and then I will also do for NOR gate. So now coming to the NAND gate, see, what is associative law? Solve any two inputs first. Let's say I am solving A and B first. This is the output of A and B of a NAND gate. Now I have to solve this output with C. So I will write dot C whole complement. Now in the right hand side, I have to solve B and C first. I have to solve B and C first. And then output of B and C I have to solve with A. Output of B and C I have to solve with A. Output of B and C I have to solve for A. What it exactly means in terms of the circuit also I am showing you. First solve A and B NAND gate. A and B. First solve A and B. And then solve the output, and then solve the output with C, and then solve the output with C. It should be equivalent to solving B and C first. It should be equivalent to solving B and C first. It should be equivalent to solving B and C first. And then solving the output of B and C with A. So this is the meaning with respect to the circuit and with respect to the expression. But you should know it that this is not valid. Associative law is not valid for NAND gate, and it will also be not valid for NOR gate. So again, what you need to know, please see here, associative law is valid for all the 4 gates. And see, OR gate it is valid, AND gate it is valid, XOR gate it is valid, XNOR gate it is valid. But associative law is not valid for universal gates. Associative law is not valid for universal gates, means if I want to check for NOR gate. So first solve A and B, this is the output of A and B. And then solving with C. And then solving with C. This should be equal to solving B and C first, B and C first, and then solving the output of B and C with A. And then solving the output of B and C with A, but this is not equal. This is not equal. So you should write a note here. Associative law does not hold good for universal gates. Associative law does not hold good for universal gates. Or in other words, write in the next line. In the next line you can write it. In other words, universal gates do not follow associative law. Universal gates do not follow associative law. So this is an important point that you must be knowing, that what is associative law and it is not valid for universal gates. Next is the most important law of Boolean algebra, which is distributive law. This is the most important law of Boolean algebra. You should be very good at using distributive law. It will be the most useful tool for you in solving or minimizing any Boolean expression. Now, first statement of this distributive law is A dot B plus C is equal to AB plus AC. This law we always use by default without knowing that it is distributive law. Actually, the second statement is much more important. So the first is simply opening the brackets. So if I open the brackets, so obviously it will give you A dot B plus A dot C. This we always use it without knowing that this is distributive law. But actually what I was saying, it is the most important law, it is the second one. What is the second one? It says A plus BC is equal to A plus B dot A plus C. This is the most important law of Boolean algebra. So I will try to write this one in some other forms also, so that you should know the importance of this law. Okay. So for example, P plus QR is equal to P plus Q dot P plus R. Let's say you have W plus XYZ. It can also be written as W plus X, W plus Y, W plus Z. We can distribute two variables. In the same way, we can also distribute three variables. So B and C will be distributed, so A plus B and A plus C. So you can say in this way, B and C have been distributed. Q and R have been distributed. X, Y, Z have been distributed. You should always know the opposite form also. A plus B dot A plus C is equal to A plus BC. If already B and C are distributed, you should know how to write it in the same term, B dot C. In the same way, X plus Y, X plus Z, see Y and Z are distributed, so this should give you X plus YZ. So this is the very important law that you should be aware with, very important law for solving any question of Boolean algebra. Okay. Next, let us come to absorption law. This is not so much used, but still let us write it at least one. So absorption law is A dot, or I can write first A plus AB, A plus AB is equal to A. The derivation is very simple. You just take A common, this will give you 1 plus B. So obviously it is equal to A, you can see that. The second variant is A dot A plus B is also equal to A. A dot A plus B is also equal to A. So all these laws you should be aware with, they are a very useful law in minimizing a Boolean function.